I always thought of myself as a strong person, not the kind of strength where you don't feel pain, but the kind where you know how to endure it. I wasn't afraid of responsibility. I wasn't afraid of hard decisions. I was afraid of only one thing, becoming indifferent. That's exactly what she did to me. I met Emily at a time when my life was stable, but empty. Work, home, occasional meetings with friends. Everything was correct, structured, predictable, and completely colorless. She brought the color. Emily paid attention to details. She looked straight into my eyes when she listened. She laughed sincerely, slightly hoarse, as if she never held herself back. One evening, she said, "It's easy to be silent next to you." I thought that was the highest form of closeness. We started living together faster than we planned. At first, just a few days. Then her things appeared in my closet, as if they had always belonged there. She cooked dinners and waited for me after work. She texted me without a reason. She told me I was her support. I believed her. I opened myself to her completely. I told her about my past relationships, about the moments when I was weak, about my fear of being abandoned. Emily listened carefully. Too carefully. The first moment that felt wrong was almost invisible. I came home exhausted and said I needed silence. She smiled and answered, "Of course." Then she didn't speak to me for 2 days. When I finally asked what was wrong, Emily said, "You're the one who wanted silence." I laughed. She didn't. Then came the small remarks. Never direct. Always hidden between the lines. "You become less ambitious. You used to be more interesting. Maybe you should try harder." So I tried. I began doubting every decision I made. Every word. Every emotion. If I was hurt, she said I was exaggerating. If I stayed quiet, Emily accused me of being cold. I was always wrong. She knew how to cry without tears, how to speak calmly while cutting the deepest. And she always found the words that made me feel guilty. Emily used to say, "I just want you to be better." And I tried to become better. The betrayal wasn't sudden. It was logical. First, a new friend. Then late nights. Then, a phone always placed face down. I didn't check it. I already knew. When I finally asked her directly, Emily sighed and said, "You pushed me to this." That was the moment I understood. If I stayed a victim, I would disappear completely. I didn't leave. I changed. I stopped explaining myself. Stopped asking. Stopped defending. I became observant. Very observant. I started seeing the real Emily. Without the mask of care. Without the role of the victim. I noticed how easily she lied. How effortlessly she rewrote stories. How naturally she manipulated emotions. And I started to wait. Her greatest weakness was control. She needed to feel that she was in charge. Of situations. Of people. Of emotions. So I gave her that feeling. I agreed. I nodded. I stayed silent. Emily thought she had won. I prepared the ending for months. She was planning a move. A new job. A new life without me. But with my resources. My connections. My support. On the day everything was supposed to be decided, I simply didn't show up. I had packed my things in advance. Changed passwords. Canceled arrangements. I left her only a mirror. Emily called. Texted. Threatened. Cried. I didn't respond. Not out of hatred. Out of indifference. Through mutual acquaintances, I later learned that her plans collapsed. People stepped away. Her reputation cracked. I didn't destroy anything directly. I simply stopped being her tool. Now I know how to be silent again. But this silence is different. It's the silence of someone who survived. Someone who will never allow themselves to become another person's shadow again. And if this was revenge, it was quiet, slow, and final.